Good morning, my friends. Lama Jigme of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. How's it going? So in the past, sometime last week, I uploaded a video. It was a guided meditation, a little more than an hour. And a good-hearted individual wrote me asking, and this is a paraphrase, I'm used to a different system. Where does this come from? Innocent question, understandable. I've asked it many, many times. And so this is what I've discovered. It's been said by my friends in the 12-step community that if we keep on doing what we've always done, we'll continue to receive the results that we've always received. Now, if we have spectacular results in our life as a bowl of cherries, mazel tov! Keep it up! However, if you see a need for change, if what you're doing isn't working and you're in pain and you're in turmoil, then at least be willing to experiment with something else. So I'll get back to that in a minute. Well, actually, I won't. Here's the deal. The essence of the empirical method is developing an intention, acting on it, noticing your results, and based on those results, changing your actions. When we read the Sutta of the Kaliman's Dilemma, or we read the Patinibbana Sutta, we see that we're told that we shouldn't let form our opinions based on appearance, or public opinion, or wealth, or intellectual bias, or intuition, but just on causality, just on results. When we read the Patinibbana Sutta, we read that just because something is old or from a trusted source doesn't mean dick. It's got to be effective. And the only way to know if something is effective is to try it. So when you read a diet book or a self-help book, they usually spend a considerable portion of the book saying, this is why you should believe this stuff. And then they say, oh yeah, here's the actual technique. At a certain point, I stopped reading that stuff and just started going straight to the technique. I would apply the technique enthusiastically and consistently. If I got good results, then I'd read why I was getting good results. If I was getting crap results, I didn't bother reading why. I just moved on to the next thing. And so my advice to anyone who practices my stuff is listen. If you are content with the way things are, then continue. If you're not content, then entertain change. Whether it's counting your mala on your pinky or your ring finger, on your middle finger or your index finger, experiment. Whether it's with your left hand or your right hand, experiment. No, these are not gang signs. Experiment. But you can't be like loose cannon. You have to be somewhat consistent. So if you're experimenting with a specific method, do it twice a day, every day, for no less than 6.5 days. And suspend judgment until the 6.5 practice. Then, the 6.5 day. Then, notice what's going on. For instance, if we make a change every time we practice, we won't be able to see a pattern. I am not a master of statistics. If you want to speak to a master of statistics, look at Dr. Greger videos. That boy rocks. But in science, we talk about sample sizes. And sample sizes can refer to how many participants are in an experiment or how much data you're collecting. So if you are collecting data from one experiment, that's not much. But if you're doing the experiment twice or 12 times or 13 times, experiment being playing with a new technique, you'll have more data to choose from. So let us set ourselves up for failure. Let us exercise the enthusiasm and the courage to try new things with intellectual honesty and strategy that will help us maximize our success. No one got to their spiritual goal by being a mindless follower. No one got to the spiritual goal by being a cynical curmudgeon. Let us practice the middle way of being enthusiastic and vulnerable. Let's practice what Richard Dawkins refers to as intellectual integrity. Remember, every new skill feels ungainly at first. Who remembers the first time you made love? Who remembers the first time you experienced coitus? How spazzy were you? I was damn spazzy. I was spazzy on spaz. I'd like to think that in time I got quite a bit better. Who remembers the first time they rode a bike? How ungainly was that? So every new skill is ungainly at first. The test of a skill is not whether or not it's easy or familiar, but whether it's creating the effects that drove us to practice, whose desire to experience drove us to practice in the first place. You and yours be healthy and happy. Remember, the Wednesday series of early evening meditation classes begins February the 2nd. If you live in Southern California, come on down. If you don't, you can participate over a webinar. May you and yours be healthy and happy. Shalom.